Hello, greetings, and good morning, good afternoon, or evening. You're on to Augustine again. Augustine is one of the many voices in our Simply Brilliant community. And I'm here to give us another updates as regards our Simply Brilliant community. If you're just tuning into my broadcast, you are very welcome. It's a pleasure having you, and I'm very sure that you are going to learn quite a lot while you are with us. I do not know if you're a new member, you are a prospective member, or you have been a member in the community. Nonetheless, you are very welcome. I would appreciate it if you can do well to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell and select all so that anytime I'm live, you get notifications from me, updating you about the activities and events that are going on in our Simply Brilliant community. All right. So the title of my, broadcast today is "What with the sudden change in our membership growth?" Hashtag SBC. Now we are still on the Simply Brilliant community, and we are doing all we are supposed to do to make sure that the community keeps up. So within the next few minutes, I'm going to update the house on some things that they need to know, and I also hope that the house will take necessary corrections. All right. So once again, I'm introducing myself as Mr. Augustine, and I'm one of the many voices. I'm an ambassador for Nigeria, and I'm also one of the members of the Privy Council within our community. So, in case you don't know me, I've just introduced myself. All right. So, moving forward, I would like to quickly share my screen so that I can bring some things to your attention, and then we can move forward from there. So, first of all, I'll begin by sharing the Kango Cash dashboard. So let me increase it. All right. So over the weekend we were 6,000, and we've dropped from 6,000 to about, we're shy of about 200 members. And 200 members over the weekend dropped precisely from 27th. It started going down. Now, as at 26th to 27th West African time, it looked like some people were coming up. And then suddenly, a very good number of people started going down. Now, in this meeting or in this section of broadcast, we are going to discuss because the community has to move forward. For those of us who may not know, there is a bank that is waiting for us. And the bank is waiting for us to bring something to the table. The bank are rich in resources. They have all the resources that are required to make us get to global adoption on time. They have the necessary resources such as, gold that has been backed up or stored up. They also have other kind of precious metals like platinum, like silver, and others. So they have a whole lot to offer us. But we also need to bring something to the table so that the equation can be balanced. Remember that I said our system of operation is called equity. And when you look at equity, equity has to do with balance, okay? So that both parties will go home smiling. That's the intent of this community. And at this point, we are still deliberating on how we are going to make this a success. And you know, recently we are looking at a lot of things. At this point, we're looking at quite a lot of things, and we are still looking into it. We're going to come up with a solution very soon. But these numbers are not encouraging. If you must ask me, they are not encouraging. Now, there are so many reasons why the numbers may have gone down. I have no idea. There are so many reasons, and one of the reasons is that the bulk of the people that are in this community are African based. And according to them, they are complaining that the exchange rate is on a high side. That's what they are saying. But you see, It's actually 33 dollars, approximately $33. If you are paying by yourself, if you are making a subscription fee through a cash center, it's about $35. And from my own point of view, the subscription fee is fair. It's not so high. But you see, different strokes for different folks. Some people are saying it's too much. I don't know. I have no idea. Nonetheless, it's one of the parameters that we are going to look into. You know, we are coming up with a very reasonable plan that is going to help the community to go forward. That's what we are coming up with. But we need to weigh it from both sides. Let's weigh it from what the administration has to offer us, and then what we have to do to step up to enjoy what the administration is offering us. So we are going to begin from the administration's point of view, and then we're going to now look into the community's view and then see how we can, come to a divide, come to a common ground. And then hopefully, if you are able to listen to this, maybe you will take up the initiative and decide to move forward. So, what does the administration have to offer us? Now, what I'm saying is not alien. Some of you may not be in the general group. Now, when you scroll down, this is the general group. If you haven't yet joined, please click on this SBC Founders Telegram group. You should be a part of it. If you are not a member in this community, if you are a member in this community and you have not yet become a part of us in our Telegram group, you are advised to please join the Telegram group so that you can know what's happening. Now, these are the avenues the administration has created. He has also created a way that you can reach out to him directly. If you are not comfortable with reaching out through the member helpers or maybe through the Privy Council, you can reach out to him directly through this medium. This is his Telegram link to interact with members of the community. So there are no limitations, there are no hindrances. Now that's one of the things to look out for. These are one of the things the administration is offering. Another thing the administration is also offering is the fact that he has come into terms with a bank. Now, we don't know what that bank is, but the administration says that it's a very big bank and that the bank has what it takes. Another thing you should note is that this bank has affiliates. This bank has real estate. This bank has a whole lot of assets that it's working with. And this particular bank also wants to associate with us, members of the Simply Brilliant community. Now, the bank is not intending to behave like how the elites are behaving. No. What the bank wants to do is to give value to our community. And in turn, we give value to the bank because the bank wants numbers. The concept of every organization are numbers. If the bank creates an avenue such that members can have a bank account with this bank and can spend their SBC coins as tokens, which is backed by gold, through this bank, and this bank grants us access to every asset they have. And perhaps the bank can become a standard of verifying prospective merchants that wants to join us. It's possible. The bank can become a standard, and then members or outsiders who wants to become part of the community and render services may have to go through the bank. And then, they have to also go into an equity-based agreement. So this bank has a lot to offer the community. And the bank wants to make sure that she doesn't go into any mistakes or doesn't end up running into bad debts. That's why these banks has given a condition or given an opportunity for us to step up. The moment we're able to get to the level this bank wants us to get to, be rest assured that we will stop calling this community, that meeting we have every Wednesdays, we refer to it as founders meeting. The moment we've gotten to that level, it's no more founders meeting, because what this bank wants to do is to create a private standing so that it will be known on a global scale that it is private and that it has nothing to do with other banking systems and it has nothing to do with the elite concept. Now, when it declares its private standing to everybody, especially the powers that be, like the likes of Italy, of course, the Vatican, the likes of Britain, like the monarchy system that is being used by, the likes of Prince Charles and some other systems out there, it tells them that we are not working with you. We don't use your medium of exchange and we are not under the government's jurisdiction because these are systems that has been placed by the elites to keep the people under their influence. Now they have to get that done, and that will take some time, perhaps a period of between 6 months to maybe 9 months, for them to declare their standing around the world, and then the world knows that they are private. It will take between 6 months to 9 months. Okay. Now, this information I'm giving you is the words of the administration to us, and I'm relaying it back to you guys in this community. So, moving forward, after that has been achieved, when you come into your Kango Cash, now this is soon going to change from Kango Cash to another URL link. That should happen very soon, before the end of the first quarter. So our Kango Cash will go. Of course, looking at this website, it has nothing to do with Kringos again. Okay, so it may be something else, maybe SBC.cash. I don't know. The administration already knows. He already has the URL link. Now, if you look at the URL link, it is said sbccoins.io. That's the URL link. So if you put in sbccoins.io, it will actually redirect you back to this page. So enough people have to get used to sbccoins.io. And then with that, I think he's going to do away with this Kingo.cash. So that's one of the things to take note of. Now, I was saying something. One of the things that the banks will offer, I've said one, that they have to declare their private standing across the world, which will take about 6 to 9 months. Or let's say, 6 to 9 months should suffice. Now, one thing you should take note of is our public notice was there. We began the process by the previous administration, but we did not finish the process. We didn't. And at this point, we have not gained that private status on a global scale. So we have to get there. The previous administration started a lot. He had a whole lot of things doing at the same time, but he wasn't able to finish any of them. It's unfortunate, but that's the painful truth. Now, with this advent of this new administration, he has to finish it, and we have to give him the necessary support to make it happen. So, when we have finished these concepts, listen, please listen. When we've been able to finish this concept and we've been able to establish ourselves as a private society, the next thing we're going to do is associate our coins, to a global gold-backed system. Now, our coin I'm referring to is our SBC Wallet. We have to associate it to the assets that these banks have. It's gold-backed. So it's gold. And I want you guys to understand that the bank and the community will synergize, because the assets that they will have will not just remain as it is, because the membership will grow to 1 billion in the future. So it's going to be very reasonable that as our membership grows, this banking system has to appreciate its gold reserves, so that for every grain of gold we spend, it is equal in value to what they have stored up in their vaults. Because if we grow to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, and it is still the same amount of gold that they have, then there is going to be an imbalance. So there should always be equity balance. And that equity means that as we grow, we also grow the gold reserves, so that at every given point in time, when we audit or we publicize the values, because of course we have to be transparent. Whatever we are having in the gold-backed system should be made public, so that you can equate it to the numbers in the community to see if we are growing. Now, we may be doing what you call quarterly reviews or biannual reviews, so that there will be a level of transparency. People will see that, oh, over time, this community has been gaining momentum and that their gold reserves has been appreciating. Therefore, the confidence of members in the community, especially merchants, will be drawn to us, and they will be confident to accept our gold-backed system in exchange for goods or services. And they are also confident that through our system, they can also be able to, gain value. At this point, I am not very sure of how the system is going to give exchange for SBC, because of course these merchants will need to how they put it, they have to reestablish some of their resources. When they've depleted their resources, they need to restock. So there is going to be a system that will be, agreed upon by the bank. The banks have what it takes. The banks are going to create an avenue through which members can be able to cash out. And those members I'm referring to are the merchants. These things are the things the administration is offering. I am bringing out what he's offering, what is big enough for us to see and for us to know why you should stay in this community and help him to grow. And that this has to happen if we are going to succeed. Okay, so to be very clear, the moment we've been able to establish our private standing, we will build that private status, and the world will know that a private community has this amount of assets, and it cannot be interfered with. It cannot be, seized, just like the way they seize some things, just like the way the Security Exchange Commission, challenges and then, threatens some other coins. For instance, Repo, for instance, Coinbase, for instance, Binance. Those things will not happen in our community because we are private, and there is what we call jurisdiction. The public domain and the private domain are not the same. Every system in the world that is government controlled is on the public. We are in the private, and they don't have jurisdiction. These things are known by them. The only thing is that they do not want the public to know that there is something like a private, because the moment they understand that there is a private system and the people can move to private, their influence over the people is lost. God created everybody and put them on earth and allowed everybody to exist under a private status. Are you aware that the government wants to erode the concept of privacy through introduction of central banks, digital currencies, and some other systems that are being brought in by the elites? So they want to end the concept of privacy, but we are not in support of it. We want to stand on privacy and will continue to stand on privacy. So with the help of this bank, that privacy is going to be preserved because the bank has everything it takes, and the members will support the bank to make this a reality. What are the conditions that the bank is asking? Simple. We need numbers. We want to have members in thousands. The numbers that we're having is very small. And I want you to also know that this banking system are seeing everything we're doing. They are seeing our membership growing, they are seeing our membership declining, and it also gives them a mindset about our community. I want you to also know that this banking system will not continue to wait forever. If we are going to make this happen, it's high time we made it happen as soon as possible. This attitude that we are playing looks like we are fighting each other. We are not fighting each other. We are not supposed to. Everybody that is in this community signed up for one thing, and that is to win. Everybody that came into this community signed up for one thing, to be financially free. Everybody that came into this community signed up for one thing, not to be under the influence and control of the banks and the war and the systems. The systems I'm referring to are your governments. We have a private system and everybody has a reasonable level of sanity. However, if you are not having that level of sanity, the community is self-regulating. Those that are not in compliance will be made to comply, or else the option is to leave the community. So we have a self-regulating system that is very good and gives everybody the ability to be sovereign. That's what this system will give to you. So going back to what I'm saying, before I move over to the people side, the administration is creating all the grounds, all the, all the foundational structures for us to build. He has been able to associate with the bank. The bank has assets. They will have to create a private status globally. It will be signed, and the community will know that we are private. The government will know. It will take some time, but they will know ultimately. And it cannot be contested even in the court of law. The documentation, the constitution of the community will be very clear, and every lawyer knows what jurisdiction is. And the moment they see it and you appear in the court of law, they'll be like, oh, at this level, we don't have jurisdiction. They are handicapped. And then once we've passed that stage, we associate our SBC coins to gold-backed system, which the banks are offering. Members that are going to associate, who are merchants with this bank, will have an avenue where they can withdraw their money into cash. They will have a way to withdraw their money into cash, irrespective of whichever country you find yourself. It is the technology that makes it happen. And after we've been able to back up our currency by gold, based on the membership growth, we'll continue to build our gold reserves. Okay, the next phase is going to be for us to build that technology. That's the next phase. Building that technology is what will break the camel's back. The moment we've built that technology, remember that I said that this bank has a whole lot of assets. It gives ultimate access to members of the community to be able to interact with them and make gains from this bank. Now, the bank will grow because it has numbers. It will be recognized because it has numbers. And we will grow because we're leveraging on what the banks are providing. So it's going to be mutually beneficial for both parties, both the members of the community and the banks. And both of them are going to become integrated as one, and they will be able to support each other. And what the elite wants are the members. Sorry, what the elite wants are humanity. We also want the same thing, humanity. And as long as we are able to gain the bulk of humanity, the elites will fall like a pack of cards naturally. The elite has the resources, they have everything, but they don't have the mind of the people yet. And the people think that they can find their way out. You see, I've looked into a whole lot of programs, and I have found out that almost all programs has the voice of the elite speaking from beneath, especially programs where you don't raise a finger to support. All you do is just sit down and mine, and then you get results, and then you compare it to Bitcoin. Well, there is a lot you have to know. I want you to understand that in this Simply Brilliant community, we are fighting our way to freedom. And I want you to know that in previous times, revolutions happen and people shed blood, and some people don't make it to the end. It is a revolution. And at this point, even though nobody needs to die, we are undergoing a revolution, and we need to pay the price. And that is by shedding blood, not physically, but our labor is put into this thing. Our labor, our time, our resources is put into this thing so that it will stand. And if it doesn't happen, then that means we have not fought our way to freedom. I want you to make sure you check every system you are into. If you are not making any effort, all you just do is wake up one morning and you press something, and then you have the dream of becoming a billionaire or a millionaire, then check it. There's an underlying effect. The elites has the finances. They just want you to come in as just like a plugin. You come in as a plugin and you are at their mercy. What are you bringing to the table? That's a question you should ask yourself. In our present system, I have clearly told you that we have a bank, and that there is something that the banks are requesting of us to bring to the table, which is membership growth. Now, in these systems you are running, what are you bringing to the table? If it is just your physical self, then that means you are in for a disappointment of a lifetime. Because if that is all you are bringing, just yourself, and then the elites give you all the resources, then you are a slave. You are a slave in their system. They don't owe you any apology. They will give you the resources, but you must answer to them. But that won't happen in our system because the system is standing and it is telling you the conditions that you are to bring in. So both of you are going to have equal grounds to exist, and none will threaten the other over time because both of you can not do without each other. This is what freedom looks like. And it takes some time, and it takes some efforts, and it takes consistency, and it takes some desire to succeed. But I don't know why most of us are just there, just taking it with complacency. I think you guys should have a rethink of the way you guys are doing things, because if you're not going to have a rethink, then I don't know how we're going to move forward in this system. I really don't know. Well, that is one of the informations that I have to give you. So to summarize the the bank side, we have to declare our standing. The banks has to declare their standing as a private society, back up this system. As at now, SBC is measured in a grain of gold. That's how it's measured. Now, when you move into your SBC wallet, you find out that you only see SSBC and SBC. We have not launched the technology. Sorry about that. When we launch the technology, if you are in Philippines, you should be having pesos, United States dollar, euro, I think pounds, and then other currencies, naira, and then cedi and Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and all that. Irrespective of your country, you are going to have use case for that currency. And whatever gold you've acquired over time, you will see the equivalent of it in your national currency. At that point, you can use it to do whatsoever you want, do business. Life will be soft. Now, refer back to the words of the administration on the Telegram. He has said this, and this is where we are going to. And we should see it that we are fighting for our freedom, because when we have succeeded, we'll become strong. Let me also let you know that we are doing something similar to what the BRICS are doing. Now, when you look at the BRICS, you find out that the BRICS have only one bank. And the BRICS are associating themselves with, presidents and governments of nations, so that those people will associate with that bank, and then the banks will give them the liquidity. It's a numbers game. Let me just summarize. It's a numbers game. But why we are going to win the BRICS is because the governments of the world are just one. The citizens are 1 million. We are going from the citizens' point of view, not from the government's point of view. We may look like an ant. You see, when you see one soldier ant can be crushed by you. But have you pictured 1 billion soldier ants in a territory? You see, that 1 billion soldier ants, if they have intelligence, if they are intelligent, they can conquer the world. Even a lion can't stand. Even an elephant can't stand 1 billion soldier ants. Now, refer to us as a soldier ant. We may be small, but in numbers, with intellect, with skill, with wisdom, we can do anything. And that is what we want to achieve. And I'm calling upon you to support us to make this a reality. Please put sentiments aside. Some of you may not like me because I can be very plain. I can be very straightforward. But take away that part of me, that is like that, and look into my heart. I want this success. I want the success of this system as much as you do. So let's put sentiments aside and let's make this happen. Okay, let's put sentiments aside and let's put our minds together to the success of this project, because I don't know any other project that has the mind of humanity to save humanity. I've not seen. I've not. So I want you guys know that you have these resources. You guys know you can put your hands together to make this happen. But I don't know why you have chosen to just sit back to do nothing about it. Please, let's put this aside. Let's make this happen. If we can put our heads together and run this thing for this year, for the rest of our life, we are going to be settled, because these banks will come on board and then they'll begin to make things happen. And when that happens, I want to remind us that the subscription fee will be removed. The idea of that subscription fee is to keep us running. The banks will take care of everything, provided our numbers are increasing. Isn't that enough that the administration has brought to the table? Is that not enough that the administration has put on the table and is asking you guys to bring in your own parts? You don't need to keep paying this forever. Just bring your own part. We know inflation is on the rise. We know that the cost of living is growing up. But run this thing, make a sacrifice, for goodness sake. make a sacrifice, because time is no more on our side. Time is no more on our side. The elites are about to launch their ungodly and wicked agenda to enslave you, irrespective of your state or country. Do you want to sit down and say, I won't make any payments? I don't know what it is that is holding you back. I don't know. Well, I believe I've said that. Now, I'm going to talk about the people's side, and then I'm going to summarize very quickly. Now, on the people's side, the people are complaining. The bulk of the people are saying that we've been changing the goalposts. But the question I ask is, are you looking from history, or you are looking at when the administration came on board, this present administration, admin Scott? Now, I want you to be very careful about your decisions, your judgments, because from when the administration came on board, he has been making things very okay. He has been building. First of all, the administration came on board, and the first thing he did was to collapse the idea of a stringent upline downline. There is room for you to switch to any upline of your choice, provided that upline can be trusted, provided that upline can be accountable, provided that upline will teach you what you need to know. You can switch to that upline and be rest assured that the upline will give you all you have to do, and teach you all you need to know, so that you can be able to stand firm in this community. The administration did that. The administration was also able to revive 350,000 TBC wallets for the old members, and has also made room for those members to come back, access it, and not just accessing it, enjoy quadruple match of it. For instance, some of them may have maybe 1,000 coins. Are you also aware that some people have more than 1,000? Some have so much more, and the administration has promised to give you double of it and quadruple of it, and you have access to it in your SBC wallet, so that when this banking system comes in and they do some necessary audits, everybody will be able to enjoy a comfortable life. But there is a price for everything. If there is no price, then how will there be a contest? If there is no price, then how will there be winners? Some of you just want to sleep and wake up and you become successful. Life doesn't work like that. Even those who started Bitcoin, they had to pay the price. Are you aware that those who didn't pay the price, they lost their security key? Do you know that so many people out there don't even have a memory of the password that they put in? And millions of money is in their wallets and is in limbo. They can't access it. That is unaccountability. That is irresponsibility on their side. And the administration is calling on you and I to be responsible for this year, and that's all. After this year, if you can hold on, then you are good to go. So the administration has been able to take care of that upline issue. He has been able to bring back 350,000 members who were not active, and then giving them room to become active again. The administration has been able to do some other modifications, change the templates of our community. We're now SBC officially, and then done quite a whole lot of other things. Created an SBC Telegram group so that we can interact, so that anybody can reach out to the administration, irrespective of who you are. You can talk with the administration and then rub minds with him, and he will give you feedbacks. That is what the administration, he's creating a community-based concept. Yes, the administration tried out the shared bounty, which is the new one he just adopted, which was about November. And the shared bounty took a period of about 3 months. The Privy Council and the administration and the programmers were all sitting down, cracking their brains or racking their brains, thinking out a very good way. And we ran the first one. It was fair, but the second one was a flop because of some technical issues, some bugs in the system, some unforeseen circumstances that we did not predict, but it has been worked upon, it has been corrected. And now we're about to run into the February payout, which is going to happen in about 7 days' time. And I am unfortunately seeing that the membership has dropped. I want to use this opportunity to remind us that if this membership has dropped to this point, the administration stated that shared bounty qualified until it was 27th of January 2024. Now, individuals who did not pay their subscription fee on 27th of January 2024 or earlier, be rest assured that you won't get much in the February 6th promo that is coming, because the system had clearly stated it out. The program had already stated it out under bounty information. To be clear, this is not my account. So some of you that are looking at this is not my account, okay? So bounty informations, you are currently qualified for the shared bounty. Now, your shared bounty qualification is good through 27th February 2024. Now, that's because this person paid sometime this month. That's why this is good to go to February 2027. Sorry, February 27th, 2024. Now, some people allowed their accounts to expire. Now, not expire per se, but they were due for bounty and they allowed it to enter into 28. The account is still active, but the system at that point did not see that you made a payment on the 27th. So what the system actually did was to take what has been given to you and redistribute it, because it only told you to be qualified until 27th. And a very good number of you were not in compliance. Some of you actually will make your payments on the 1st, even though the dashboard or the bubble has said it's 27th. Some of you do it your own way. You don't do it as a system. Some things that you have to take note of to succeed in this community is to keep away, remove your mind, take out your mind, and follow the instructions the system is giving. If you don't do that, the tendency of you getting frustrated is going to be there, because you are not complying with what the rules has been, what the system has told you. You are not complying, you are not in compliance with what the system is telling you. And when you begin to get some results which are not in line with what you expect, you begin to blame the system. It's not the system, it is you. So to be very clear, those of you who did not make your payment as at 27th of January 2024, as I speak with you, you are out of the bounty. Even though your account is active and you renew your account, it's a good one that you renew it, but you won't get much in February 6th. So if you find out that you have been active throughout this month, but you did not follow the instructions laid out by the system, well, that was because you were willfully ignorant. I don't know what it is, but if you had listened to the administration, if you had listened to my blog, the information I put on the blog or the administration on the recent Wednesday meeting, you should know that you are due. And when you are due, you are supposed to make that payment. The administration was emphatic in saying, pay attention to the bubble. Whatever the instruction is given to you, follow it so that you don't end up losing. He said it, and I bear witness to what he said. So if you are there and you've made a mistake, please, it doesn't mean you should discourage yourself and then fall off. No, it means you have learned the system and that you should encourage yourself to move forward, going forward, for your own gain, for your own benefit. All of us are learning, and for us to succeed, you must fail and you step up again and try again. So this is what I want you to know. Okay, so those of you who actually has not made your payments, please, it's only reasonable that you do it now so that you can be a beneficiary. Now, if you choose not to, you are not hurting the system, you are hurting yourself, because you are going to see a very tremendous change in these coming months that we are entering into. The shared bounty is going to be so much organized that members who have a reasonable amount of pay will support new members. So that's how the system is going to be. The ones who have a reasonable amount of pay will support new members and will follow up on those new members for a while. And those new members will step up. It is encouraged that people should grow down lines. It is encouraged. It is a systemic concept. If we are going to get to the target the banks are expecting of us, they must see consistent growth every month. So you are going to find out that if you choose not to come in and you get offended and you fall off, it doesn't stop the system from growing. Rather, you would lose all the benefits that you have acquired over the years. So it's not wise to just say, I give up. Come in and continue. Shove off your mistakes and move forward. That is my advice to you. If you choose to follow contrary, it's your choice. Another thing I also strongly emphasize, those of you who have not watched this YouTube video, please do well to watch it. It is for your own gain. Information that are put here are not just put for putting sake. It is put there for people to know, learn, and follow suit. Okay? All right. So like I was saying, concluding now, on the people's side, the people complained, and their complaint is because they are claiming that the subscription fee is on the high side and that the administration has been moving the goalposts. Well, the truth is this: it's $35, which is for cash centers, and $33 for members. It is encouraged that everybody learn to make their subscription fee by themselves. But if you're not able to do it, then, well, it's $35. It's nobody's fault that the exchanges are going up the way it is. It's nobody's fault. So I want us to understand that, well, we have to move forward somehow. And those that are on the Western world, I think if they understand this system, it will be easy for them to cope. It has to be possible somehow. With the advent of the shared bounty, there is going to be a form of subsidy. Subsidy in the sense that it will cushion the effect of the rising inflation. And if you are doing a good job in growing the community, everybody is going to receive a reasonable amount of subsidy based on the fact that it's meritocracy. As the community grows, you get a little bit more every month. And at some point, you break even. At some point, you are in profits. At some point, you are able to now bring more people to the community. It is a system, and the system will unfold gradually. So let's take responsibility and grow this system. That is the only thing I have to say. If you are going to complain and keep complaining, we won't get there. And we are, as much as possible, trying to keep away from everybody that are complaining. Complaints will not help us, irrespective of our diverse beliefs, our diverse orientations, our diverse religious backgrounds. Let's come together because we have one common enemy. The elites wants to wipe out the human race. And if we do nothing about it, all of us are going to suffer the consequences. I want to believe that I've passed on the information accordingly. And I want to believe that we're going to listen and we're going to cooperate. Finally, let's go to the blog and then look at the blog, and then that'll be all for today. All right, so this is the blog. We found your TBC, SBC, and SBFC transaction timelines for the near future. So if you are listening to me, please take your time and read through this content. The administration has said it. Members should please read this content. I want you to take note of this information. I'll just talk about this, and I'll be calling this meeting to a close. On February 1st, which is like 4 days from now, or 3 days from now, thereabouts. So on February 1st, I will issue the rewards and send the remedy to all active members that received January rewards. Previous rewards not yet sent, and the remedy SBC not yet sent. So that's one of the things. Now, secondly, regarding SBFC, I have not sent out SBFC in some time for the members who had Joy G in the splits. So there are some members who have become active in the community again, and they also have Joy G, which they will receive the split of it. If they are active, then they should actually come, and the administration will also do justice to them. Now, there are about 40 members, as at when this was written, now yet to receive that SBFC. As at when this was written, I'm pretty sure that it must have gone up by now, and it will be sent on February 1st, 2024. Lastly, if you didn't register your bounty address, you must register your bounty address by February 5th, 2024 to receive your shared bounty, SBFC, and USDT. Please, I want you guys to understand that we're talking about your bounty address. It's not putting your wallet address in the bounty section. It is registering. Do you know what it means to register? Let me show you what it means to register. Let's go to dashboard. Okay, let's go to dashboard. Now, this is dashboard. When you scroll down, this is what it takes to register. When you are coming here, verify KCB payment wallets. Now, if you have not verified, okay, now it's one thing to come to account section under bounty and then click on it and put register. When you have registered your bounty address by putting the wallet address that is associated to your MetaMask or your Trust wallet, putting it there, that is one. Two, to receive your SBFC, you have to verify it. So the administration is saying register. You have to also verify. If you have not verified it yet, then the administration doesn't know if you're actually part of us or not. So please, everybody should follow the instructions. The video is put here by Chief Justice Bederick. Take your time, understand what we are doing. Because many of us are looking for quick gratification and we're not seeing it. We should understand that we are building an empire. And for us to build that empire, there must be cooperation. I want to believe I've passed my message. All right, so thank you very much. For those of us who have stayed to this point, we do appreciate. So I'll quickly scroll down. There are a number of people that are here, and are watching this broadcast. I do appreciate the fact that some of you are here. It's a pleasure having you guys. So I'm going to quickly go to the first one. Let us focus on how to grow our SBC community. Yes, very true on that. Now, I want to also announce that the Privy Council will be meeting by tomorrow, which is Tuesday, West African time. And we are going to deliberate on most of the concerns of the community. And after deliberating on it, we'll come up with something worthwhile, which the admin will talk about by Wednesday in our founders meeting. So please stay tuned for the updates that the administration will announce by Wednesday. And please do well to like this video, do well to share this information, do well to subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. All right, thank you very much. So shout out to my Privy Council members. Some of us are here, and it's a pleasure having you guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Now, this is Brother Junior, I think from Uganda. Admin fee should be reduced at this time, as we are building 33 is much because no benefit at this time. Now, Brother Junior, we've taken note of your concern. The administration is also aware. I also want you to know that behind the scenes, the admin is also watching this scene. Okay, the administration is watching. If not yet watching, will watch this information. Okay, so everybody's concerns are taken note of. And then when we have the meeting by tomorrow being Tuesday, we're going to, table all these concerns, and we're going to carefully, look into it and come up with a better decision. Okay. All right. I believe what I've said is making sense to you. So thank you very much, Brother Junior. Thank you, Augustine. Watch IBG from South Africa. I don't know what watch IB. Kind of confused. So thank you so much, Nolly, for what you're saying. I do appreciate. All right. I totally disagree with Brother Junior. Well, like I said, everybody is free to make their own, their own views. Now we're going to sit down and look into it carefully, and we're going to come up with a better plan. Okay, but we are going to go forward nonetheless. That is the main thing. So thank you so much for those of us who have stayed to this point. It's a pleasure. I love you guys from my heart. I do love you guys, and I love the community. People are different. I'm just one of the people. And I can't make a forest. A tree can't make a forest. I may be a member in the community. I may be an ambassador. I may be a privy council. But those are just titles. If I don't have the cooperation of the community at large, then it's a failure. And I don't intend to be a failure. So some of you who may be looking at me and may be thinking I'm taking too much, please, in love and respect, I'm not doing it to look down on anybody. If I am, no. If you are thinking so, please, I want you to take that out of your mind. My intent is to see that we succeed together in love and in respect, okay? Some of you may not have known my personality. I'm a very gentle and simple person, okay? But sometimes, some things you say really are annoying. But forgive me when I overreact, please, okay? I love you guys once again, and I'll continue to be there for all of us. Till I come away again some other time. Cheers. God bless you. Bye for now.
No, see people when they start again, before they say me, they say that's me. I know you.